Welcome back to the Reload Bench. So I recently got a question on a video that I published almost 6 years ago. In a little bit less than 2 months, it'll be 6 years that I published this video. So I thought I would go ahead and answer that question with another video. So in the video that I got 864 views on in almost 6 years, I mean, that's not a lot for some YouTubers, but for me, that's a lot. I was trying to fix a problem I had with my Frankford Arsenal digital calipers. The display was glitching out. If I shook them at all, any sort of vibration would cause the display to turn off, or the calipers to turn off, the display to go blank, and then it would come back on. It defaults to millimeters, and I measure in inches, so it was kind of annoying. Now, I've got the calipers right here. I've got the case for the calipers right here in frame. And you probably can't see it too well on camera, but there's dust all over it because I probably haven't used those calipers since I made the video. So now it's probably as good a time as any to just test them to see if they work. And also probably just replace the battery since they've been setting so long. Even though modern alkaline batteries can set a lot longer than they could decades ago, it's probably not a bad idea considering how inexpensive the battery is. And you know, another thing, before I go on with the video, now that I look at it, I have a typo in the title of the original video. So this is an opportunity for me to fix that. So I'd really like to thank this viewer for commenting, because now that's brought to my attention, and almost 6 years later, I can correct that mistake. All right, so let me go ahead and open up the case. The instruction manual is right here. Auto power off digital caliper owner's manual. I had to reposition the camera. So in the package, I've still got the original spare battery. It's still inside the little plastic plastic blister here, and yeah, I'm not sure if that's corrosion on it, but yeah, this thing is going away. So let me go ahead and take these out and open them up. They don't automatically come on. They're supposed to. Push the power button. Yeah, it's dead. So let me go ahead and slide back the cover. You can see there's still the cardboard insert in there that I put in there to push down on the battery to get it to work, because what ended up happening is the battery was just bouncing around. There wasn't enough pressure from the little the battery hatch there, so I just made a spacer out of the cardboard packaging for the battery, and that fixed the problem. So let me go ahead and change out the battery and see if this thing still works. There's no corrosion in there, so it shouldn't be an issue. And I'll include a link to the original video at the end of this video. So I've got a new Energizer battery. I'm just going to put it in there, and make sure it's seated. There we go. And I'll go ahead and put the little cardboard spacer in there and slide that little battery hatch on there. And hey, look, the display's on. All right, so let me zero it. And it's in millimeters. So just like in the original video, my eyes are worse 6 years later. I don't have my reading glasses on. There's a blue button on top of the display to change it from millimeters to inches. So blue on blue. Yeah, this thing wasn't designed for somebody who's getting older. So now that it's set to inches, where it should be, I'll set the Lyman calipers right next to it. And you can see that they're pretty much the same. What I said in the original video is that, for all I know, they're made in the same factory. The housing on the Lyman caliper is gray, whereas the Frankfurt Arsenal caliper is blue. Now, the Lyman caliper also has a blue button for changing from standard to metric, but blue on gray is a little bit easier to see than blue on blue. Now I'll take a 450 Bushmaster case and just measure it. Make sure it's zeroed. It's zeroed and it's on inches. 1.683. And on the Lyman, that's also zeroed. 1.683. There we go. So these things are still working good. I'm going to go ahead and shake them, see if the display turns off. Nope. So that simple cardboard spacer is doing its job. So after all these years, they're still in good shape, and they make a good backup set of digital calipers. It's always good to have two sets of equipment for reloading. You never know when something might break, and I do a lot of my reloading after hours, so it's not like I can just run down to Bass Pro Shop and get it. Or for some people, Bass Pro Shop isn't 15 minutes away like me, so it might be something you have to order. So it's not a bad idea to have at least two of everything you use for reloading. The Lyman digital calipers are the ones that I use primarily. And the question was, what kind of battery does this use? Well, it uses an Energizer battery, of course, because what I said in the original video is that I prefer Energizer batteries. I think they're a better quality battery. I mean, you can use any brand. I mean, for the most part, it doesn't matter to most people. But for me, I try to use Energizer whenever possible. And if you look in the paper manual that comes with this, it doesn't give a model number for the battery, anything like that. It gives the capacity of the battery and whatnot, but specifications aren't what this guy was looking for, I think. I think he was looking for the model number of the battery. So what I found interesting was that in order to type the comment and send it, takes about the same amount of effort to go into Google and type in Frankford Arsenal Digital Calipers battery and get the answer. But if he wanted it from me, he'll get it in video form. So what kind of battery does this use? It uses the same one as the Lyman, actually. These both use the same coin cell battery. So it is a 357 or an LR44. And if you want to know what they look like, in the Energizer package, they're going to look like this or this. Probably more this than the larger one. But this is a 3-pack, or both of these are 3 packs of Energizer 357 batteries. So hopefully that answers the question. Thanks for watching.